Thursday. Yeah, let me do this again. Thursday. What's going on? Hey. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you. I am Lady D. Denise Gomez, your producer and presenter of the most informative show called Inside the Zone, the community platform where information is guaranteed. Inside the Zone is a culture-centric radio program that connects the Jamaican diaspora and the international audiences globally. The show's content captures its people's social, cultural, and collective views on issues that affect their communities on Monday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio in Mount Vernon, New York. Welcome to another edition of Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. Thank you one and all for joining me. Today's program is brought to you by my sponsor, Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Narita Avenue in the Bronx. Have you stopped by lately? Inside the Zone is broadcast on Linkage Radio 101.7, 104.5 FM. Touch FM Radio 90.1. Sign FM 88.9. CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. That is Caribbean Vibes Radio Network. Chris Wilby, my good friend Chris Wilby. In this evening's program, I feature Inspirational Zone. We get our praise on with inspirational gospel music on a Thursday. New Zone, a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. And in my music feature this evening for the third Thursday, gospel music, no it's not, it is salsa music Thursday. And so I'll be featuring some great selections just for you. I do have my fast facts. Facts that often surprise people about women's heart health facts. Mail Zone, your emails are my priority at 7 o'clock. And I do have my Women's History Month feature, brilliantly unique, Sophia Guevara, CEO of LuxMed Urgent Care. We will talk at 7:30 p.m. Don't forget to check out my hashtags. ITZ Center Stage, hashtag Host Lady D, hashtag ITZ Radio, hashtag Entertainment, hashtag Music, hashtag Radio, hashtag Jamaican Lady D. Are we ready to get our praise on? 22 minutes after 6 o'clock. What's the telephone number to our Linkage Radio station again? Do you know? I'm sure you know, but I'll just help you out. 914-600-4228. Don't you like when I just help you along? Of course you do. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Taking you to Jamaica, to the voice of Kevin Heath. Watch the finish. Let me take it from the top for you. Let me take it from the top for you. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin Heath. And Kevin has a story. Kevin Heath again now. Yeah. Once you finish. Watch you finish.
say be careful what you say about me. Be careful how you persecute me. Lord, I'm a savior, him and me guide. Only him alone understand me. Yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. We have to love one another. If you see me trying, please just pray for me. Watch it finish. Watch it finish. Oh, Lord. You see me now, man, you don't know what I'm gonna be. Watch it finish. Watch it finish, yeah. You see me now, but you don't know. Hey. Choose lead, but don't worry. Just here, but don't worry. I may not have what I wanna eat, but me not worry. My friends may laugh at me, but I know who provide for me, and it's God. When I look in the mirror, I see greatness in me. Yeah. Watch it finish. Oh, Lord. You see me now, but you don't know what I'm gonna be. Watch it finish. Watch it finish, yeah. You see me now, but you don't know. Yeah. Separate my past from my future. Looking back, life is so much better. Jesus saved my darkness and gave me light. I know I'm not the perfect man, but I wanna walk in God's plan. In the fullness of time, you'll understand. Yeah. Finish. Watch it finish. Oh, Lord. You see me now, but you don't know what I'm gonna be. Watch it finish. Watch it finish, yeah. You see me now, but you don't know. Hey. Ooh, na 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 na. 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 Ooh, na 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 na.
The voice of Kevin Heath on a Thursday evening. Overcast, rain, this and that, but we're here. Aren't you just happy that we can pinch ourselves and say, hey, I'm here, I'm here. I'm not going anyplace. Good evening to everyone, my YouTubers who are coming in. I'd like to say hi, DL. I don't know what's going on over there, but I'd like to say good evening to Pat and to Princess and DL, who has some question marks. I don't know what that is, but anyway, it's a good day. Welcome, everyone. A beautiful day for me to be in the studio with you until 8 o'clock this evening with the feature center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. And this evening, I will be connecting with Sofia Guevara. And she is my brilliantly unique feature for women this evening in my Women's Month feature. And she is the CEO of LuxMed Urgent Care, and we're going to talk to her. There's so much behind her story, so we want to share that with you this evening. You know, I've been trying to get some interesting women to be on the show because we're raising up men, women. The theme in my church for the year is upliftment. We're trying to uplift 1,000 families, and we're targeting the men. That's what we're doing. So hello, everyone. 27 minutes now after 6 o'clock. It's a good day. 914-600-4228. And don't forget, if you are watching me on the YouTube channel, I'd like you to share. Don't just sit there and, enjoy the show all by your lonesome. What's that about? Each evening I have to say, what's up with that? What's up with that? So share, and let somebody know, hey, great programming going on over here at Inside the Zone. Welcome, everyone. It's now time for news, a delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, March 17, 2022. Jamaica has re-engaged its multilateral partners through the United Nations on strategies to attain the Sustainable Development Goals under Vision 2030. This was confirmed with Tuesday's signing of the 2022-2026 Multi-Country Sustainable Development Convention Framework, MSDCF, which was crafted with Jamaicans from various sectors. It represents the second such partnership and will also assist with recovery efforts from the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith, says the magnitude of the COVID-19 impact on the country exposed gaps such as the lack of or inadequate access to essential services and technology, particularly in rural communities.
These realities, however, Excellencies, set the stage for the importance of mechanisms such as the MSDCF that are intended to support countries in our efforts to achieve economic growth and sustainable development.
The minister says the framework will address economic resilience and shared prosperity, equality and well-being, resilience to climate change shocks, and sustainable resource management, peace, safety, and the rule of law. UN's resident coordinator, Dr. Gary Connell, says the framework was aligned with Jamaica's ambitions and priorities.
The partnership framework we are signing today is bolstered by Jamaica's continued commitment to multilateralism and its global leadership.
One of 18 Jamaican students known to be studying in Russia has now left that country out of fear of being impacted by the ongoing crisis in Ukraine. Director of the Consular Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Ariel Bowen, made the disclosure yesterday. She was providing an update on the crisis during a JIS think tank. Mrs. Bowen says the ministry was able to secure assistance for the student following a special request. For the other students in the country, she says the ministry has provided guidance and information on non-visa required countries and routes that they can use if they decide to leave Russia.
Others, we remain in touch with them, and as Mr. Hall said, we have offered that level of support to them and offered ourselves in terms of any help that they perceive that they may need from us.
More than 25 Jamaicans fled Ukraine recently following Russia's military invasion of the country. Undersecretary of the Diaspora, Protocol and Consular Affairs Division, Franz Hall, says the ministry is not aware of Jamaicans who may still be in Ukraine.
Jamaicans who are known to the ministry through our embassy in Berlin, which has a responsibility for Ukraine. All Jamaicans are out and thankfully safe.
Meanwhile, Jamaicans are being encouraged to research the countries that they are planning to visit before leaving the island. Director of the Consular Department at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Ariel Bowen, says this is necessary to avoid situations of political upheaval.
Understand the culture of where you're going, especially if you're going to go there long term, beyond a normal vacation, but even for a vacation. Take the time to do a bit of reading, find out about the location, what may be happening there at the location. There may be things going on, politically, upheavals.
Mrs. Bowen is also advising persons traveling overseas to register their names and contact information at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade via the ministry's website, mfaft.gov.jm. Persons can also email their information to consular@mfaft.gov.jm. The information should include the intended departure from the foreign country. Citizens are also urged to have the contact details of the Jamaican honorary consuls or embassies in the countries that they are visiting. The Universal Service Fund, USF, has given the Jamaica Fire Brigade 20 laptop computers to enhance the services offered by its training division. The devices, which are valued at $2.1 million, were presented on Wednesday. They are expected to help the brigade with its recruitment drive, boost in-service training, and support fire prevention education initiatives. It marks the third such contribution by the USF to the Jamaica Fire Brigade. The Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development has oversight of the Jamaica Fire Brigade, and Permanent Secretary Marcia Henry Martin says every effort will be made to ensure the equipment are maintained and used for their intended purposes. The USF is an agency of the Technology Ministry, and Minister Daryl Vaz says this assistance to the first responders is in keeping with data showing that the demand for the services of the Fire Brigade has increased in recent times, making consistent training for personnel, quality equipment, and resources integral to their capacity to respond. Parents are being advised to look out for symptoms of multi-inflammatory system syndrome in children who have recovered from COVID-19. Medical Officer of Health for Westmoreland, Dr. Marcia Graham, says children who have had COVID-19, whether they were symptomatic or asymptomatic, may be susceptible to the illness. She was addressing the monthly meeting of the Westmoreland Municipal Corporation held in Savannah Lamar recently. Multi-inflammatory system syndrome in children, MIS-C, is a condition where different body parts can become inflamed, including the heart, lungs, kidney, brain, skin, eyes, or gastrointestinal organs. The condition can be serious, but most children who are diagnosed have recovered with medical care. Dr. Graham says the syndrome presents with a fever. So if children have a fever for more than a day, 2 to 4 weeks after getting COVID, they are to seek medical care. Other symptoms include vomiting and diarrhea. The Medical Officer of Health for Westmoreland says there have been more than 10 cases of MIS-C in the parish. While all the patients have recovered, she stresses that it is still necessary these children be brought in to get the necessary medical monitoring and care. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
A delayed broadcast of the news courtesy of the Jamaica Information Service. Good evening to one and all, everyone. How are you doing? I hope everyone is well. It's been a hectic week for some of us, but we're here. You got a good news today, not so good news. Oh Lord, things are happening. But what do we do when things are seemingly out of sync? You know, everything just all over the place like that. Breathe. We just breathe and say, breathe on me. You know, let the Spirit of the Lord just breathe and just pull ourselves back. And we won't be bothered. Want to say hi to Mr. Hines. Hey, Mr. Hines. And Al Jam and MS and all the co-hosts. Those who call in and online and just keep that afternoon show going. Want to say hi to everyone, those who are looking out for me, those who are just saying, oh, she over there. So those who are just a blessing to the station, blessing to everyone. Thank you. And for keeping Mr. Hines company right throughout the week. And then I just roll in twice for the week, you know. So thank you, everyone. And of course, all the online broadcasts that are aired here on Linkage Radio has taking the station to another level from my observation. So thank you, DJ Linkage, for doing what you have to do to get things going and having it in its rightful place. So hello to everyone tuning in. This is Linkage Radio, your budding and buzzing station, 24/7. 365 days for the year. Yes, we say hi to you, you, and you. Did I tell you that it's my Salsa Music Thursday? It is my Salsa Music Thursday. Who wants to dance with me? Every week I'm here wiggling by myself, jiggling by myself. You know, nobody wants to come and dance with me. What's up with that? But anyway, I'm just going to share the music, play the music on the turntable here, and get the show going. So welcome everyone. You know how I like to mix it up a bit because, you know, yeah, this is the one I need. 20 minutes to 7 o'clock. Hey to my YouTubers. Hope you're good. ITZ Center Stage. That's my hashtag. Alrighty, I want to take you away on a musical journey with my salsa rock going on here on the show. Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez, 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Welcome, everybody. You know, it is Women's Month, and I have some fast facts here. Fast facts. Facts that often surprise people about women's heart health. And I'd like to zoom in on that this evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to what my feature is, because it's important for us to know these things. You know, we have to, you know, you go to the doctor, you do a test and all kind of stuff, and you're waiting and waiting, but it's best to know, because you can have preventative measures if, you know, you never know what's going on in our bodies. So let me share some information with you this afternoon. Again, 914-600-4228. That's our telephone number. And at 7 o'clock, we do have Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. And I do have an email here. Once I share it with you, then we will talk. Of course we will. Welcome, everybody. One research cardiologist from the Minneapolis Heart Foundation share the statistics surrounding women's heart health outcomes and research on women. Many people, especially women, are surprised. For example, did you know that one woman dies from cardiovascular disease every 80 seconds? Let that sink in for a little bit. Yes. Yet, fewer than 1 in 2 women perceive heart disease to be their greatest health threat. Contrary to popular belief, just as many women as men die from heart disease each year. And while deaths from heart disease over the past couple of decades had been decreasing for both men and women in high-income countries, such as the U.S., that trend has recently been reversing for both genders. One of the goals of the MHIF Penny Anderson Women's Cardiovascular Center is to close the gap that exists from a gender perspective in women's heart disease outcomes. Over the last couple of decades, mortality rates have improved for men, but the same isn't true for women. These gaps exist because of how significantly cardiovascular research for women lags behind that for men. While it has long been assumed that treatment modalities found to be safe and effective for men are also effective for women, that is not necessarily the case. Unfortunately, less than 3 in 10 women are represented in clinical research trials. Quote, until recently, there had been little effort to ensure that women made up roughly half of all research participants, unquote, said Dr. Courtney Jordan, bachelor cardiologist, researcher and medical director, Emerging Science Centers at MHIF. Even then, the data that was collected for women was combined with the men's research data, missing the unique characteristics of the women participants. To address this, we encourage women to consider the benefits of additional options available through research studies, and we have studies specifically focused on cardiovascular conditions that are more likely to affect women. In the U.S., women have historically been underrepresented and often excluded from clinical trial participation. Back in 1977, the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, recommended that women of childbearing potential should be excluded from Phase 1 and early Phase 2 drug trials because of drug-related incidents, including the tragedy conferred by giving thalidomide to pregnant women. This policy resulted in the broad exclusion of women from clinical trials and contributed to their subsequent frequent underrepresentation. It wasn't until the mid-1980s when the FDA began to change its policies to include women in clinical trials, and not until 1993 when the FDA explicitly reversed the recommendation. Still, the enrollment of women in research trials has increased only slowly through today. Another area that often surprises people is that the impact that pregnancy and menopause have on women's heart health. Quote, "We've gone through the last 30 years thinking women are small men, which is not true," unquote, said Dr. Ritu Saxena, a cardiologist and MHIF researcher with expertise in women's heart disease, non-invasive imaging, and critical care, as well as specific research interests related to cardiovascular risk factors that emerge during pregnancy. Quote, "We have different cardiovascular conditions, and we have pregnancy. What happens to us during pregnancy impacts us later in life and impacts our hearts during pregnancy," unquote. Pregnancy is often thought of as a woman's first stress test that can unmask underlying heart and vascular problems and future risk. Unique risk factors in pregnancy include conditions such as pregnancy-induced hypertension, preeclampsia, and gestational diabetes, which confer a 2 to 7-fold risk for women of developing cardiovascular disease. In menopause, complex hormonal changes take place that increase a woman's risk for heart and vascular disease. This risk is exacerbated in women who experience menopause between ages 40 to 44. They are actually 40% more likely to suffer from heart and vascular disease, including having a heart attack, severe chest pain, or stroke. There's also a positive reality in this focus on women's heart health research. There are actions all women can take to address their own heart health, including taking time to move, relax, and refocus. Through the Penny Anderson's Women's Cardiovascular Center, MHIF researchers are working to advance the understanding of heart and vascular disease in women, how to prevent it, and how to optimize patient care. Whether you are 18 or 80, the need is clear for all women to understand their risk, take steps to reduce their risk, know heart symptoms to watch for, and help empower other women in their lives to do the same. Interesting information, informative information, deep information that perhaps we have not really thought about. And we should. Because how many times have you felt something and then you dismiss it? And it's recurring, especially if that's the scenario. But you brush it aside and, you don't go to the doctor. You just say you're fine. But we should really step up our game in terms of having our annual medical done, from heart to breast, gynecological issues, all kinds of stuff, blood works, just about everything to ensure that we're safe. The same principle, of course, applies to men. But of course, it's a female feature. It's a woman's feature. But men, please ensure that you do your part. Remember, we had a heated discussion recently about men who don't like to go to the doctor to have their prostate done, or they just don't go, period, leaving everybody running up and down. Women, please don't fall in that category where you also don't take care of yourselves. Even if you go to the doctor and you get a report, it doesn't mean you're going to die right away, but it certainly means action needs to be taken. More aggressive approach needs to be taken to our health. Without health, we can't function. We can't do nothing. Nothing is going to happen for us. We're just going to stay and wither away. And we're not into the withering part of things. So welcome, everyone. I just want to bless up everybody today and say, hey, the show is on. It's center stage, 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. A quick word from my sponsor, Cooler Runnings, Jamaican restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nereida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
And I'd like to say a very happy birthday to all those who are celebrating birthdays today. You were born on March 17 in the year blank, 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 blank. Happy birthday to you. Somebody celebrating their birthday. You can perhaps go back in time and remember something that happened on March 17. Your own, calendar of events that has happened on March 17. Something profound happened on March 17. And today, somebody's celebrating their wedding anniversary. So they got married on March 17 years ago. Or somebody just went and did a quick thing today. Who knows these things, right? But whatever it is. And the baby was born today, too. And we welcome life into the world. Oh, my, can you imagine the kicking and the screaming and everybody happy? Babies here. And someone made their transition to the other side today. They were here in the land with us where we breathe. And now they're no longer breathing, but they're someplace else. So we just want to say, bless everyone. 6:52 p.m. Of course, I'm winding down to 7 o'clock when we have our Mail Zone. What's the topic in Mail Zone? Outside children show up. Outside children show up. And here is a quick insight for you. It has been 10 years since his passing, and every day I still wonder how he did it all. I have the letter for you. I'll be sharing it with you at 7 o'clock, and I'm looking forward to a robust discussion because this is going to trigger a whole lot of stuff with people who are listening when life happens. So welcome, everyone. Are you feeling like saying hi to me? Call me 914-600-4228. And if my voice is being broadcast on Touch FM Radio 90.1, it's been a while. I haven't heard from the Touch FM family. You're all over there just listening. I need to hear from you, so give me a call, okay? 914-600-4228. I wonder how Keith is doing. And where is my Donald? Everybody else I hear often, but I haven't heard Donald last week. I don't think so. So blessings to everyone tuning in. I have to check in, And I hope Daisy, Daisy coming from way back with us, and Yam Lady and all, Eddie and all them. Lord, Eddie, you remember the first day the show came on air or the station went live? We should do one of those memory lane stuff. Because, man, there was a time when we were talking and then all of a sudden you don't hear us. The signal would drop, the broadcast would drop. Oh, my God. And now listen to us. We're just breezing away the time. Simply just, enjoying each other's company. Who wants to say hi to me today? Good evening.
I am the one who wants to say hi to you. Good evening, Lady D.
Good evening.
Do you recognize this voice?
Let me see now. Talk again. Say something else to me.
I am the one who wants to say good evening to the beautiful voice. Always we say, Betty Love would say the vivacious.
Oh,
magnificent, beautiful.
Oh, gas.
Okay, all right. And I know the code I linkage, I know the code. Either you said Betty Love, vivacious, or Mr.,
You mean Eddie? Mr. Francis.
Man who goes and say, FM. Mr. But I'm big of Lady D and a very stellar job. Great job, and it brings me attention that you always have a topic we can always, rally in. Let me use a big word. We can also take part in. Yes.
Yes. So you do
and
gas?
Oh my, I'm
It's
in
been
a
a
very
while.
photosynthetical mood.
A true
You
thing.
know, I'm listening to you here. You have a very important guest. I hear you. And I was listening to your presentation and everything. You just reminisce where I'm coming from. And you
Of
cannot
course.
ever forget the head of the stream, you know?
Yes, yes,
And it's an
absolutely.
honor, it's a pleasure to call in because it takes a lot to do this. You know what I mean?
It
Just
does.
listening to my co-worker, them, and you're doing
Yes,
it, and your
yes.
voice is so beautiful out here, Lady D. I'm telling you.
Thank you, Gas. It's so nice to hear you because I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of work, work, with the city I'm over, and we have a pantry here that we're really working hard to feed the people.
Okay,
So
nice.
we have a indefinite contract with the mayor, Shana Patterson Howard, our first black mayor, and I hope one day you do an interview with her. We can
Well,
surely introduce her,
I could I could certainly
I'm doing my rounds. I'm doing my rounds. I call Mr. Hines. Now I call you. I call Father Linkage.
Okay.
And I'm doing a round to make, people know I never forget where I'm coming from,
Yes, we appreciate that. Gassy, I keep remembering the days when we over by Sanford.
Yeah.
Sanford was a day, the days of fun.
When it was the day of baptism,
Right.
When Father Linkage just pull out the magic and bring a bunch of us
I know.
together like a ragtag soldier.
I am telling
I
you.
know. Almost 20 years after. We are, I don't know where you have to say, Lady D. It's just become what we call, something. I hope they make a movie of, some,
Right.
people tell the truth of it too. But this is phenomenal,
Yeah, man.
And again, I want to thank Mr. Linkage, Mr. Blake, Linkage, to discover me, you, and, most of all the fans who's listening. We just can't do without
Absolutely.
them, Mr. Francis still there, Gerald, Franklin Joe, everybody. And it's, sometimes I say, I'm coming home and I've been a prodigal too long, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. Well, good to hear you, and thank you so much for checking in. And say hi to Chair.
Yeah, man, it's home based, and big up the whole family Linkage. And the whole local based radio, cause remember, we start out with they call us bootleg, all kind of leg, crab leg, every leg. And now today, we come to serve the community, especially in this time here where the COVID do so much things. I know, so we're glad we could have distract them with a program like yours. A program like mine every Friday and Tuesday, I have the Circle Jamaica where I still continue to educate and edify the people.
Blessings.
And we hope people understand that it's a one radio family. But big up the whole Linkage family and every radio that is out there that serves the people. Because the people make us what we are today.
Indeed.
I want to thank everybody.
Thanks, Gas. Nice hearing you. Take
So
it easy.
I got to move out of the way and make your press, yes. All right?
All right.
I'm listening. Cherry want to send her art to love, Cherry Boca is right here listening to you. Yeah, listening to Linkage, number one. I ever thought.
Blessings to you.
Every radio is number one.
All righty. Take it easy.
Lady D to the flipping world. Can I say that?
Yes.
I mean, yes. All right, we're listening on that program. I sure it's going to be a good one. So everybody, Lady D's on the radio, call your auntie, your uncle. Don't keep it to yourself. That is not right.
All righty.
Take care, my sister.
Take care.
God bless you.
Take care, Gas.
Vengan todas a bailar, que quiero tenerla cerca para poderle cantar.
It's my salsa music Thursday. 1 minute and counting to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. From the subject line, outside children show up. It has been 10 years since his passing, and every day I still wonder how he did it all. It's now 7 p.m. Of course, you're not going to come back to my mambo music kind of thing. Welcome, everyone. It is now time for Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Welcome. Let someone know the show is on Inside the Zone with Lady D Denise Gomez. Welcome to Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. We do have a mail in our inbox. Let's check it out. Well, we do have our mail. Let's get to it. Dear Lady D, I enjoy listening to your radio program. You're doing a great job. Well, thank you very much. I married my husband at age 20 and he was 24. We were so in love and often offended people in public because we showed our affection openly, nothing extreme. But whenever we walked in the park or on the street, he would stop and kiss me, and I felt like the most loved woman in the world. Throughout our marriage, he remained affectionate. We have 2 boys, and he showed them how to love and appreciate women. Both my sons are grown and have families of their own, and his lessons have served them well. During our 25 years of marriage, my husband was always present unless he traveled overseas for business. We owned a successful business in Jamaica, and our working relationship was a model to other couples. We never had disagreements in front of our employees and knew how to deal with crises. In the 24th year of marriage, he suggested we go on a cruise. I was hesitant because I had a water phobia. Anyway, I went on the cruise and had a wonderful time with my husband. Over the next 8 months, we chose to travel or spend weekends at resorts in Jamaica, and we had so much fun. Then, in November of that year, while we were at a resort, my husband had a massive heart attack and died, leaving me heartbroken. But Lady D, this is where everything unfolded. While my family was making arrangements, I received a call from one of my sons. He told me a woman placed a death announcement in the Gleaner, and she's talking about the Jamaica Gleaner, and in it, my husband left 3 children behind. And I'm talking about with her. Now, this lady is very clear. I was so shocked. I was beside myself with rage, disappointment, betrayal, and confusion. I kept asking myself where he found the time to build an extended family because he was always home with my children and me. My husband's funeral was a movie. The other woman came with the children, a boy and 2 girls. I could not understand why she came. Anyway, the ushers at the church were as confused as we were because they did not know where to sit them. It was very upsetting and disturbing that day. It has been 10 years since his passing, and every day I still wonder how he did it all. Would you like to comment? You know how we roll on a Thursday at 7 o'clock. Let's get the phone lines going. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Let's hear what you have to say. Give me a call. I'm waiting to hear from you because this one, I'm sure, has struck a chord for many. So let's hear from you. Give me a call, 914. Who will be my first caller? I'm still playing Perfect Combination.
So deep inside we share a feeling that's so rare, so sweet, just knowing that we are a special pair.
Right on time, we're two of a kind. And heaven knows this love will grow stronger every day. Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. Perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination. We fit to a T. A perfect combination. With all it takes to last forever. Together. We can conquer any.
If you are just joining and you are not sure what I'm talking about here, here is a lady, let me repeat it for you. A lady, she says that she had married her husband. She was age 20, he was 24. She says he loved her, open affection. They had a business together. They have 2 sons. He started to suggest cruises and just going all over the island of Jamaica. They lived in Jamaica, by the way. Okay? So they ensured that they would go to the resorts. They were now empty nesters, you know, just on their own kind of thing. And unfortunately, on one of the trips, he had a heart attack and died. So while the arrangements were being made, her son, one of the sons, called and said that he just saw a death announcement in the Gleaner to say that his father passed. It was placed in the Gleaner by another woman, and in that death announcement, there were children from that union. And at the funeral, the woman showed up with the children, and everybody was just uncomfortable. And the wife to this day can't figure out, after he had been such a dutiful, dedicated husband, where he get the time to have created this family. She was in such shock. Let me hear from you. What are your thoughts? 914-600-4228. I want to talk to somebody. Colby. It's Mail Zone.
Always brand new. Right from the jump, we had a hunch that we had everything. Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. A perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination.
Who is my first caller? Good evening. Welcome to Mail Zone.
Good evening, my precious Lady D.
Good evening to you, ma'am.
I am here listening to your wonderful program.
Thank
But
you.
let me tell you something, Lady D. If a person wants to do anything, they find time to do what they want to do. Even when he says going out on job trip, that's the time he finds to spend with that lady.
Oh, dear
You know,
Lord.
they can do anything they want under your nose. You can even be sleeping and they get up and leave out the bed and go do what they want to do. Like, because if you know, you have some dogs in Jamaica, then you hear at another district people talk about so many of their goats got killed by dogs. And you have your dog maybe 10 miles and you could swear that is not your dog. Go and kill people goat. And they go kill people goat and eat what they want to eat. And when daylight, you find them lay down right at the doorway.
Oh, Lord.
So man will do anything. Women will do it too, but men will do anything they want under your nose. As I tell you, you can be sleeping and they gone about the business. And that's the time. They don't have to spend 100 years to make babies. You know, so...
I like that, Auntie Daphne.
Yes, they don't have to take 100 years to make babies. They just run out you know, and do what they're doing and come back and very smart with it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to be careful who you really trust, you know, because remember, you know, the Lord tell you the arms of flesh will fail you, dare not trust your own.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know, sometimes you believe that you are so secure.
Yes.
And the men are so loyal, just like how the women are so loyal, but yet they have their little hidden fault that you cannot detect.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So, you know,
Auntie
I am
Daphne.
sorry that the lady, you know, still thinking about that, but she have to just call it a date and, you know, he know how he did it.
Yes.
And she never know at that time, so she can do without trying knowing.
Well, he's gone.
Yes, he's gone. So stop think about him now.
Indeed. And keep
and
moving.
live your life.
That's right.
And you know, that woman know that the man was married and she was very bumptious.
Mm-hmm. And show
Want
up.
to show up herself,
Yes.
you know.
At the
You
funeral.
know, she
Ooh.
just was very bright.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they are, you know. But they tell the lady, say, thank God, that is off her head, not on her shoulder.
That's right.
He's not around, so stop wondering. I wonder if, I wonder how. Because he did it already.
That's
and just
true.
live a beautiful life and serve God.
Yes.
That is my
Thank
little
you.
piece.
Thank you, Auntie Daphne. Nice hearing you. Okay. All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Always brand new. Right from the jump, we had a hunch that we had everything.
Perfect combination. Love plus you and me. A perfect combination. We couldn't ask for any better. Perfect combination. We fit to a team. Perfect combination. With all it takes to last forever. Together.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Lady D. I am truly blessed. How about you?
I am blessed today too, Pat. So nice to hear you.
Okay, of course, definitely. And Auntie Daphne, this is Pat. Good evening. How are you? And good evening to all the listeners and those in the chat.
All righty.
Okay.
Thank you. What's
All
your
right.
take, Pat?
Just my little two-bit on the topic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, women, just like men, are very tricky. And whenever one wants to do, if they want to have an illicit affair, they're going to find time. They make time, you know. And it's just so sad that this woman, she felt so secure, so loved in her relationship, and not knowing that she was being deceived. But I don't find it very strange at all that women would show up to let the wife know that they were having an affair with the husband, and moreover where children are involved.
Yes.
You see, it's very risky when women decide to get involved with a married man. The married man will tell you that he and his wife, they're not even sleeping in the same bed, they're not having a relationship because they want to get to you. And of course, you know, over an extended period of time, you become so comfortable in the relationship when you see that he's not making an effort to leave his wife and to come to you. Because it's very rare that the man who is married will leave his wife and go to the matey. Go and marry the matey. Because you know what he figures? Well, if I am having a relationship with you and I'm going to leave my wife and come to you, you can turn around and do the same thing back to me, you know? But it's very sad that this woman had to endure this encounter knowing that the man was the love of her life and, you know, they had a model relationship, not knowing that later on her heart would be broken. My advice to her is to just, it's hard. It's hard. she just got to pick up the pieces and move on. Moreover, she might need to go get some help, some emotional help, some counseling, so she can get herself back together, because I'm sure she's asking herself the question,
Yes.
why? Why did this happen? How could he have done such a thing to me, not knowing that she devoted and gave herself 100% and more to this relationship, and not knowing that, the husband was playing her. So that would be the best thing for her to do right now. Just go and get some professional help. And if she has children, and even if the children are grown, she's going to have to sit down with the children so they could have, a dialogue and see how they can move on from there. Because when there are outside children involved, sometimes the relationship, when you incorporate a blended family, you can come to some common ground. There might be some kind of common medium that they can come to. But this woman sounds as if she's a gold digger. Maybe she's out to get, some of the deadless money.
Well, this is 10 years. This is 10. He has died 10 years ago. He died 10 years ago. So she's just sharing the story. But every now and again, she's wondering, boy, you really worked this well. That she had no idea.
Oh, yes. But like I said, people are very tricky. And they're going to find time to do whatever they want to do. It's very, very challenging. It's very difficult being in relationship today, because here is it, you're going to question the significant other, especially when they're leaving. You're wondering, where is this individual going? Do I have to put tabs on you? And we shouldn't have to do this, but unfortunately, this is the society that we're living in. Yes. People feel that they should not remain faithful to their significant other, because there is room for outsiders. They want to do what they want to do, but it's up to the individual. We cannot force people to stay with us. We cannot force someone to love us. And sometimes women feel that when they have children, it will tie them to the individual. Not necessarily so. The ones who suffer in the end are the children. The poor innocent children don't ask to be in this kind of relationship or in this situation. But as adults, we are responsible for our actions, because the actions that we take, if there are mistakes, that they can be irreparable consequences later on down the line. And children are the ones who really do get hurt. So we have to be careful, of our actions and our behaviors.
Thanks, Pat.
We got to keep ourselves in check.
All right. Thanks
All
so
right?
much. Always. Yes. Appreciate
You're
hearing you.
welcome. All right.
Okay.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
"20 minutes after 7 o'clock.
I'll hold you and touch you.
Coming up at 7:30 p.m. Brilliantly Unique. My Women's Month feature.
Give you
Sophia is here. And we're going to be talking.
surrender. Tonight our hearts will beat as one.
So Jackie says, but he must have heart attack. His double life must have been quite a burden.
Make them my
Oh,
one
Lord.
tonight.
There's something in your eyes I see, a pure and simple honesty.
Hold me in your arms tonight. Fill my life with pleasure. Let's not waste this precious time. This moment's ours to treasure.
What is it like outside there this evening? Is it raining? Have you had your hot cup of cocoa, chocolate tea yet to keep yourself nice and warm? Or you had some Cersei, I don't know. What are you doing this evening on a Thursday? And then, you know, here I am playing this beautiful rendition. Your head must be hurting up right now saying, Lady D, what you doing? As you know, it's Women's Month. And I've been featuring some very interesting women here on the show. 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. Wrapping up Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority in a minute.
I won't betray your trust in me. Hold me in your arms tonight. Fill my life with pleasure. Let's not waste this time.
Yes, Jackie says he's holding down 2 house. Oh Lord. Yeah, that could have contributed to the heart attack he had. A lot of stress going on there. Don't forget, I'm coming back on Saturday morning at 10 a.m. with Saturday Morning Runnings live on the YouTube channel. You don't want to miss that. Log on to my YouTube channel, Inside of the Zone with Lady D. Like the channel, tap the bell, then tap all. And each time I'm broadcasting, I'll just pop up. I'm like a genie, you know? I just pop up. And of course, not to worry, it's still Salsa Music Thursday, but I'm in the Mail Zone segment, and it's all about love over there, over here. You know, everybody having issues, situations. Oh, Lord.
In exchange for everything you give to me, read my mind,
My girl Anita.
feel just fine.
I don't know about you, but when I was younger and Anita came out, I used to literally stand up before the mirror because I can sing, you know, I just don't sing much no more, but I can sing. And I used to just go on like Anita, you know how she would turn and try to get that kind of deep, sultry tone. Hallelujah.
Tell you now that I made a vow, I'm giving you the best that I've got, baby. Yes, I tell you now that I made a vow, I'm giving you the best that I've got, honey. Everybody's got opinions about the way they think our story's gonna end. Some folks feel it's just a superficial thrill. Everybody's gonna have to think again. We love so strong and so unselfishly. They don't bother me, so I'm gonna keep on giving you the best that I've got, baby. They don't bother me, said I'm gonna keep on giving
Lord. Tunes. 28 minutes after 7 o'clock. As you know, the show ends at 8 o'clock, but I do have my interview coming up in 2 minutes. Welcome to Inside the Zone. If you're joining me for the very first time, my name is Lady D, Denise Gomez, and I must say somebody gave me the Lady D and I just kept it. I didn't even bother change it. And it working out so far.
I started to believe I'd never find anyone. Doubt tried to convince me to give in. Said you can't win. But one day the sun came shining through. The rain had stopped and the skies were blue. And oh, what a revelation to see. Someone was saying I love you to me. A one in a million chance of a lifetime. And life showed compassion and sent to me a stroke of love, all to you.
On time, on target. I'm going to have to kind of bring you down a little bit. I'm so sorry if you were there just, reminiscing and the good stuff that only you know what you do when you do it and why. 7:30 p.m. My name is, again, Lady D. Denise Gomez. Welcome to my Women's History Month feature. It's brilliantly unique. I'm just like that. Welcome, everyone. It's a pleasure having you all here tuning in with me on a beautiful Thursday evening, overcast. I don't know if you're thinking about the pitter-patter music, but then, you have to pass that. Let's do my mic check here.
Check, check.
Nice, nice. And, of course, my guest is with me this evening, Sophia Guevara. Did I get it right?
You sure did.
Lord, yeah. Sophia Guevara. Good evening, Sophia. How are you?
I am wonderful, Lady D. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so thankful that you have spent the time to join me here on the show, because I did have Sandy, Dr. Dade, recently, and courtesy of Dr. Dade, you're seated across from me today. Isn't that something?
It is amazing.
It is amazing. So I'd like to welcome everyone to the feature this evening, and just go ahead and say hi to everyone, and who you want to greet up.
I want to say hello to everyone out there. This is absolutely an honor and a privilege. I want to just say hello to my mom who's listening out there and everyone who's out there just supporting. Hello, everyone.
No, thank you so much. Welcome to the feature, everyone. This is how I'm going to start it off, because I think that these women are doing what they're doing and they need to go get it.
It's like you're looking through a telescope. You see where you're going to be. Growing, getting better. You're not the person they see. Can't be mad at the things you've been through, 'cause they built your muscle. Now you're stronger than you've ever been. They can't stop your hustle. Your faith ain't never small. That's what brought you this far. See, you got your dreams and you got your prayers and you got your God. He gon' take you there. See, everybody has a season, and I believe this one's yours, 'cause you've been working, waiting. This what you've been praying for. Go get your blessing. Go get it. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time. You were made to live a good life.
Welcome. We would love to dance for the whole evening, but we're going to get back to you, Mary. So once again, welcome, Sophia. as we are in the month of March and I'm having these discussions with women, I realize how we are really in our own time, space, making a mark, doing something significant, whether it's at a very high level or whether it's at a level that we're thinking, oh, but I'm not really doing anything. But somebody who is looking on and whose lives you are impacting is saying, but you're doing a whole lot. What you're talking about. So I just want to delve into who you are this evening, what you do. And so you're my brilliantly unique woman this evening. Sophia, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's start talking here. Your parents, because I read your bio and I said, she has a foundation set by your parents. Share with us what the principles of that foundation was.
Well, number one, it's everything God first. But on top of that, I was always taught to always be kind, courteous, helpful. And it doesn't matter who was around you at any time, you should always offer help, always try to help. If you have one, break it and share it with someone else who's not as fortunate as you or someone who doesn't have it that day, because you don't know when your day may come. Mm-hmm. And in growing up, I've been in church, the ministry, and I've moved to different places, and in doing that I was able to meet so many different people as a child, and just in interacting with them, it's always an environment of sharing and giving with everyone. So that's kind of where my foundation is. It's always just to give, to share, just to make sure that those who are around you are okay.
All right, so that's the foundation. But what was it like growing up as a child? Where I'd ask Sandy if she was good behaving,
I was an angel.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
I actually was. I was, So growing up as a child, looking back now, I can say that I was very fortunate. Mm-hmm. Very, very fortunate. I don't remember having to worry about anything. I never worried about, I was blessed. I'm looking back and just knowing that my parents, you're going to hear me say my parents a lot, mm-hmm. because family structure was very important. We were very close. We're a close family of 4. So everything we did together. And, I always just remember being happy. And I may not have had as much as everybody else had, mm-hmm. but I was always, content. And I think, like I said, I could look back now, and even then, if I had little kid stuff that I think I would, think a big deal then, I look mm-hmm. back now and realize that I was content. I was happy. I got everything that I needed. I was in an environment where I felt love, so I considered myself fortunate.
Fortunate.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if you're just joining me, welcome to my Women's Month feature, Brilliantly Unique. And my brilliantly unique guest is Sophia Guevara. And we're getting into the meat of the interview because we want to know so much about what you have been doing. So I cannot wait to learn about the early beginnings of your professional career. I'm looking at emergency medicine, urgent care, all those things. So the stage is all yours. Oh. Share.
Well, I've always had a passion to help people. I don't like to see sad faces. I don't like to see people cry. I don't like to see people hurt. I always want to help. Mm-hmm. They say your biggest strength is also your biggest weakness. But in doing that, I saw that medicine was one of the ways where I could help people directly. I didn't have to go around anyone to do that. I could have hands-on. I actually started out my career in what's called bariatric surgery, where I actually dealt with people one-on-one, helped people with their weight loss struggles, and literally transformed people's lives. To say how rewarding that was is an understatement. I saw people go from being barely able to walk to people who are doing marathons, and it was it's so rewarding to me. Mm-hmm. I then transitioned into urgent care and emergency medicine, which in that aspect, I met so many different people, so many different levels, and my biggest reward comes from being able to fix people. Mm-hmm. People come in crying, sad, hurt, not even knowing top from bottom, disheveled, and I'm able to go in and literally make you better. You walk out smiling or laughing, mm-hmm. and that for me is, there's nothing that could be more rewarding for me. And it seems I guess, simple, but for me, just knowing that I can say, do you feel better?
Right.
Are you better now? Are you okay now? That for me is the ultimate reward.
So ultimately, your degree is in?
Yes, I'm a physician assistant.
Okay.
Right. So I had the option of going the MD route, but when I learned about physician assistant, I loved it because I was able to dabble in different aspects of medicine. I didn't have to just stick to emergency or stick to surgery or stick to OB. As a PA, I actually can do all. So it's and I don't have to go back. I can do all at any time.
So how long a study? Explain that, how you become a physician's assistant.
All right, so it's a physician without the S.
Right,
So
okay.
people think that we help the doctors, but we practice very much independently. We pretty much do everything that they do within their scope. And after your degree, depending on where you go, it's usually 2-year crash course literally in medicine.
Oh, okay.
Take medical school and crunch it down in 2 years.
Right, so you didn't think of wanting to be an MD?
I did. That was my initial path. But then when I learned about PAs, I realized I could help people in the same way without taking as long, and it is as rewarding.
Oh, nice. And I think you have the personality for it because, if you're going to have to assist a person through the state that they're in and changing their mindset, then that requires a certain kind of personality. And caring of the heart.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm there with you. Okay. So, LuxMed, urgent care. It is likened to the new kid on the block.
Yes.
That's how I coined it. So, when did you launch the business and what should we expect when I walk into Lux Care?
Well, LuxMed was actually launched last year, 2021. And instead of being the new kid on the block, we're the new family on the block.
Oh, that's right.
So I'll give you a little bit about LuxMed. We are bringing, the mantra of LuxMed is to bring that, what we call privileged care, into a neighborhood who would not otherwise have access to it. So when you walk into LuxMed, just like the name says Lux, you're getting that Lux care. You don't have to drive out of the Bronx or out of the community up north or all the way in the city to get get fine class care, exceptional customer service. Medical service is complete. Being an emergency medicine, one of the reasons why even LuxMed came to be, I saw so many people being sent to the emergency room who shouldn't be there. Urgent cares are meant to be that mediator between your primary care and the ER. And I had people coming to me where the urgent care sent them to the ER. I'm like, why did they send you here? Oh, they said we can't do that here. And I said, that's not fair, because now you just left from there, came here to, and came in to sit in a waiting room for hours for something that could have been dealt with in a more personal setting within minutes. So the goal of LuxMed is to ensure that you get that complete care. That way you're kept out of the hospital emergency room. You don't have to sit there, bring your pillow and your blanket because you're going to be there for hours. So LuxMed is there sitting in the heart of the community to provide that service to, pretty much prevent you from going to the emergency room unnecessarily. Yes, ma'am.
And how has it been? Because I know that, you're dealing with people from all walks of life pretty much. We're a melting pot here.
Yes.
So what is it like when people come in and, they have that need right away? They want to be seen right away. How do you handle?
Everybody responds to love, Lady D.
That's true. That's right.
I see everybody as a person. And sometimes people react based on what they're used to and based on what they've experienced before. And when anybody walks into a room with me, the first thing I say is, why your face is looking like that? Why, you may come in with your face like all raunchy. I need to be seen right now. But I'm there to say, it's okay. We're here. What's going on today? And you're walking out of there smiling. But everybody comes in with an approach because of what they're accustomed to.
Yes.
But when you approach with kindness and love and respect, it kind of evens out the board just a bit.
Oh, beautiful. Welcome. You're just joining me. My brilliantly unique guest is Sophia Guevara. And of course, she is a physician assistant. right? And she has now launched her business. She is a CEO, get that down, of Lux, and let me not mess it up here, Lady D, LuxMed Urgent Care. And she provides care to persons, as she says, she mediates. So rather than you heading straight to the emergency room, as long as it's nothing serious, right, like a real crisis situation.
That's correct.
Then you're able to offer care to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, were you apprehensive about this business?
Several years ago, absolutely, I was, because I saw what it, I worked in the business. So yes, I was apprehensive, but my apprehension came from not having someone who would be able to manage it the way that I would seek care given. I was blessed to have met my business partner a couple years ago, and about 2 years ago, she literally said to me, Sophia, there's nothing in this neighborhood. And I said, you're right. And that's where the bell went off. Literally, the projects is close by, but there's private neighborhoods just about next door.
Okay.
And when I looked around, I said, "You're absolutely right." And then that's where it came. And she is an amazing administrator. And when you do something like this, you need support. You need someone who has a vision that you do and could see the passion and have the passion that you do.
Yes.
And I actually found that person.
Right. So it's working well.
Yes.
So what's your staff complement?
Repeat?
How many persons?
Well, over 25 at least. Yes.
Staff?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're going to be open from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. You need people fresh and ready every shift.
Oh, so that's right. So
7
it's a
days
shift.
a week.
7 days a week.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my goodness. So, Sophia, you've really taken on. So where is LuxMed?
All right, so our grand opening is coming. Right now we're doing like mobile care, i.e. we're doing limited services, COVID testing within the community. But our office is going to be open in about 6 weeks. So the doors will be open in about 6 weeks. So, get ready. If you do call us right now, we're a bit limited, but in 6 weeks, the doors open and we will be able to see you in the office.
Oh, nice. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. Get it going on. That's right. All righty. If you'd like to call and say hello to Sophia, someone was calling, but, as the moderator that I am and the host, I cannot accept the calls during my interview. But however, I can open the line. If you'd like to call and say hello to Sophia, then the number is 914-600-4228. So let's keep rolling. So now we have learned about the business and we commend you for it. Now I want to take you, of course, because you are here in the United States, you have full hands-on experience of the challenges of our broken healthcare system. What you are about to enhance it the best way you can, and you're just in one nucleus of our nation. But overall, what do you think are some of the real challenges in our healthcare system, and what can they do to make it better?
Well, some of the challenges is, of course, access. Especially for people who either don't make enough or make too much. Especially, and I'm going to go to the part where people who don't make enough. There are a lot of people who are uninsured for many different reasons. And the issue is access, and people, you may say, well, you could walk into an emergency room and get help, but what happens afterwards?
Right.
I see many people who come in and they may have a broken leg or they may need certain care, and they can't get that. Why? Because there is no access. So, I think that's probably the most broken part, is that continuity of care and being able to maintain that continuity of care. And that is important. And even in New York, and I could speak for this area because this is where I work, that a lot of people, they don't have the resources to step out of, their nucleus to have access to what they really need. So, you're kind of stuck in like a little fishbowl and not knowing what else is out there when there's a lot better out there, but you can't get to it because of finances, because they don't accept the insurance, or couple other, many other reasons.
Right.
But that's the biggest challenge that I see. I mean, right now in terms, and it's access, especially for the lower income. Or underprivileged population.
Yes, and we'll follow up with that. We do have a caller. Good evening. Welcome to Brilliantly Unique. My guest is Sophia Guevara. What are your comments?
Hello, and good evening.
Good evening to you, sir.
There's a question, two questions for your
for my guest. Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a PA and an NP?
Oh, the difference between a PA and an NP. Well, the PA and an NP can provide similar care, but we're trained differently. NP is a nurse practitioner, and they're trained under usually what's called a nursing model. They're usually nurses first, and then they go back and get a degree, and then they get trained to be nurse practitioners, usually in special fields such as like midwifery, family medicine, or pediatrics. On occasion, they may step out of that and do, other fields that they were doing before. Mm-hmm. PAs are trained under a medical or, more like doctors, and we're trained in pretty much everything. Surgery, OB, emergency medicine. We learn all of that in our training. So we are, I guess, have more hands-on in a wider scope. Mm-hmm. Nurse practitioners they have specialties of pediatrics, midwifery, and family medicine.
Okay.
But you will find nurse practitioners in the ER also, because a lot of them are often like ER nurses. So when they're done, they come back.
Mm-hmm. Got you. All righty.
Okay, now I'm not done. Yes. My primary care is an NP, and for the various stage of my healthcare needs, I've been seen by a number of PAs, and interesting thing, I see PAs in a referral capacity, like for referral services for my NP, and then I'm seen by a PA. Yeah.
Okay.
That's normal?
She needs to, could you repeat, because she didn't follow through with what you said.
My primary care provider is an NP, a nurse practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
And when I get the specialized care, I often find I've been referred to PAs, physician assistant.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. You're just stating something, not asking her a question.
Is that not unusual?
No, it's not unusual because, like I said, you'll find a lot of nurse practitioners in family care. So you might find more nurse practitioners in family care than PAs. PAs, like I said, are trained in a lot of specialized scope like surgery, OBGYN. So when you do step out into specialties, you're more likely to find PAs. But PAs also provide primary care too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One last thing. I hope what I'm going to ask you is appropriate. If it's not, you can, be happy. It's okay. You said it's not. And the medical question. As I speak to you right now, I'm going through some treatment, radiation, and I'm not feeling well. And I'm here thinking that I know exactly why, and it wouldn't constitute an emergency, but I'm not feeling well. What do I do?
Well, one of the first things you should always do, especially if you're getting, care right now, is let your doctor know right away that you're not doing well. Okay, if it's something that comes on suddenly, I mean, you can always call your doctor's office. Sometimes they're good in terms of directing you as to come into the office tomorrow or go straight to the ER.
Right. Okay, but the way I'm like right now, I'm just thinking in the moment because I'm just not feeling well. I mean, I can't reach my doctor.
Well, if you don't feel well enough, I'm going to always tell you, you could go to an urgent care if it's open, or you could go straight to the emergency room, especially if you're not feeling well. I'll always tell you to go. If you don't feel like yourself, especially if you're having, radiation or any treatment, always go to the emergency room so you can be assessed.
But it is symptomatic of that. That's what I'm saying. It is symptomatic of the treatment.
I can't answer that because I have no idea what your story is. I cannot give any medical advice over the air or over the phone at any time. So that's a very complicated and rounded question that should be addressed by your provider or a provider.
Point taken, reasonable. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Okay. All righty. So we get questions here, PA. What can I say? Yeah. So welcome, everyone. We're having a really good discussion with Sophia Guevara. She is a physician assistant, and here we are. She has her business. It will be officially launched soon, in a few weeks. LuxMed Urgent Care. Lord, I will just walk up and say, hey, Sophie, remember me? But of course, before our caller had posed, his question and so on, you were just saying that for the healthcare system, it's about access. Because yes, there are a lot of people and information. If we're not tapping into credible information, not the information that the village lawyer gives you, but credible information to say, hey, even though you are at a lower income scale, or even if you are here without the requisite documentation, these are the places that you can go. You don't have to stay, wither away, and die.
That's right. That's so
because you don't have what is required legally.
That is so true. And that's one of the things that with the urgent care, that's kind of one of our hearts, because one of the things we're doing is creating liaisons within the community itself, other doctors and specialists who will accept people with or without insurance. So it's making sure that the patients have that continuation of care with or without insurance. There's always somewhere to go. You just got to know where to go.
That's right.
And resources always.
I got you. So LuxMed Urgent Care is available to you. Should I say that? Of course.
Absolutely.
And of course, you are a distinct member of the International Society of Female Professionals, ISFP. What is this society about?
So it's almost like the name says, but it's a society of female professionals all over the world, actually, who utilize the resources of each other. We collaborate with each other. So, for example, you, Lady D, you're in media, and you being in media and me launching my urgent care, being part of this organization, what we do is we cross connect.
Okay.
So as I'm going to launch, you said, you know what, Sophia, I'm here. I could help you with this. So everybody cross connects and then shares resources and helps to empower and build each other.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. Also, in line with Women's Month. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's also an empowerment, because a lot of times women don't realize that there are other women out there who are, making headways in business and hold high positions. So in this society, you're able to meet a lot of CEOs and founders and other women who are doing really amazing things that you would not have otherwise thought of.
Wonderful, because I believe that we need to be visible to the people who need to see us.
Yes.
There you go. And we need to see them. So one hand washes the
other. Yes.
But I'm very proud of you. I think you have really explained to us your early beginnings, why you wanted to come into this business. Yes, you were apprehensive about it, and now you're actually doing it. And I believe it's going to be successful because you say you have a great support through your business partner, and we commend her for being in the corner, but very forceful behind the scenes, right? And all the staff and everybody. And I'm sure, with love as your theme, people won't just come to work and wish they never had to come. They only come because you're going to pay them, whatnot, But they come because they have a heart to care for people who need healthcare services.
You just read out our requirement for working.
There you go. Yes. Because some people really are just going to the job just because they really don't like their bosses. A myriad of things. Yes. But I believe if you set that tone for your business, then people will, the moment they walk in, because we know it's the people we see first.
Yes.
And if they don't answer us good, we come in with a bad attitude, them have a bad one, then, everything just go downhill after that.
It's the whole experience.
It's the whole experience.
That's
and
right.
it can either be positive or negative. So we've learned so much about you. So as we're wrapping up here now, I have a fun segment. Don't know if you've heard about it, but it's a fun segment at the end of an interview. I require one-word answers only.
Oh, no.
I have 9 1 to 9 on my list here. One-word answers only. And being a PA, I know you got it down pat. So let's go. Luxmed Urgent Care.
Passion.
Tick. Sticky. Tenacity.
A lot of it.
I said one word answer.
Sorry. A lot.
One gone down to 2. Friendship.
Just one word, Liddy?
One word, So, the more I do this is the more I realize I need to have some penalties in place.
You should. Priceless.
Oh, wonderful. Competition. All of these are intentional,
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Okay. Family.
Priceless.
Healthcare.
Love.
People.
Heart. Bye.
Sincerity.
Liddy, why you questioning yourself? I don't understand. She just one word.
One. Yeah, one.
Me.
Alrighty. And finally, drum roll on number 9, Sophia Guevara.
Awesome.
Oh, right. But you did good, man. You did good. I've not had a guest who have skip, pass. I've never had that. But you were great, and we wish you all the best for your Luxmed Urgent Care. And please let us know when you're going to be opening the doors, that event, please let us know. And I'd like to come and, support and so on and so forth. So it's a pleasure meeting you, Sophia. I mean, we met recently at Sandy's big event. Yes, but, we were only able to say hello and stuff. And I met, little did I know that, assistant over there, partner, But I want to wish you God's blessing in your business, and that it will become that force in healthcare to be reckoned with, where people, when they say, oh, yes, is over there. So that's where I'm going to send you, where people are just directing people to go over there because the care comes with love.
That's right.
All right. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. So go get it, Sophia. Go get it.
Thank you. And for those who just want a preview, sorry, Lady D, of just what we are, just go to luxmeduc.com and just stay tuned.
So that's LUXMEDU, the letter U, C.com.
Yes.
All right. Go check them out, please. luxmeduc.com. There you go. Thank you so much, Sophia.
Thank you, Lady
Go
D.
get it.
So hit the floor, say a prayer, start working. You gotta do something. It's alright to crawl before you walk. It's alright to walk before you run. But if you wanna get what you never got, gotta do something that you never done. Go get your blessing.
So, of course, Dr. Dade was on here. She says she's there, And is this Samisha? The SAS tripod is here, whatever that means. Love and so proud of you, big sis. And Willel Powell, proud of my beautiful niece. Lord, family. Thank you so much for tuning in to the show this evening. Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. That's a wrap for Center Stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect. I'm looking forward to being back on Monday with the Monday Drive from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Thanks to Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Nereid Avenue in the Bronx. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. You know my weekend begins with you starting today. I'm off tomorrow. I can sleep late. And you know I love what I do. When I come to the Linkage radio station and I sit in this chair, I'm a whole new person.
It's like you're looking through a telescope. You see where
To all my viewers, please take care of yourselves as I aim to do the same. Remember, take care of your health. Even if you go to doctor and they say, oh, we see something, it don't mean, I'm repeating it, that you're going to die. But of course, they can help you through the process, okay? So a lot of love and blessings, everyone. Leave some of the hot chocolate for me, please. With the oil on the top. Thanks to my YouTubers for keeping my company. As you know, of course, I usually tell everybody that they used to dark me to me yard when me little, because I used to walk about people place. So I'm gonna dark myself home now. As always, love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Love, love everyone. I'm out of here.
So hit the floor.